Morning. Welcome to another episode of Self-Down Garage. On today's episode, we're going to go buy a vehicle because I need a vehicle and I don't want to pay very much money for it because COVID, everything has changed. Yeah, it's not a good year. Anyways, I need a vehicle to drive to and from work. So we've got the dirty Dodge hooked up and we're getting ready to leave. But before we leave, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then get the bell notification so you don't miss any content, because we're having a lot of fun getting more videos out and I don't want you guys to miss anything. So let's get in a truck and let's go make a bad choice. Sorry, honey. Only good choices, she says. Don't buy another car. That would be a good choice, but
I have a problem.
Welcome everybody to the second day. I didn't show you what was going on because I had to take a day to unrage myself. So sometimes, most of the times, when you're buying a used vehicle, you think, hey, you know, most people are honest. If this is a pile of junk, they'll say, you know what, buddy, this car is kind of a pile of junk. And you know what? I appreciate honesty. And sometimes you buy a vehicle and they're like, yeah, it just needs a transmission, or we're selling it cheap. So, is this my fault? Absolutely. When you see that a vehicle is, well, in Canada, out of province, or so I guess for Americans, out of state, you should find out what state, province it's from. I have never bought anything out of province because BC is the best place to buy cars in Canada, hands down. The worst place to buy vehicles in Canada is Quebec. Well, I asked where it came from. They said Alberta. They weren't wrong either. It came from Quebec and went to Ontario, which is also home of the torch, which I brought. My Quebec and Ontario tool, the heat wrench, and then it ended up in Alberta. So anytime something lives in an environment with high salt like that, like most people, you guys, if you're from California, you would never buy one from Vancouver because you would think they're a hunk of garbage. And I don't blame you, because we get snow, we get rain, everything you guys don't get, we get. Well, except for the summertime, we do get a fair bit of sunshine, just like you. But anyways, so let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go out under this thing and see how bad it is. Like when we lifted this thing, I heard a crunch noise, which made me feel really nervous. Now there is a big gaping hole and you're all like, oh my goodness, that's not the worst. Let's not show the worst. Well, some of these are pretty bad. Like this hole here, at least we have the transmission in here. It's keeping this together. And then there's another gaping hole here, which is keeping, I'm like, my life is in my own hands right now. This is the one that really made me mad. This one right here. I mean, really, people? If this gets in a car accident, that's the position right there. Someone could die. Be careful when you're buying a vehicle and it's cheap. Think why. I mean, you see stuff like this out of province. I should have known better. That's on me. So be careful. There's a few things. Excited buyer. Sometimes the guy that never gets back to you and it's really hard to get a hold of and you eventually buy something is better than the guy with the quick response. A red flag for me, it should have been when the guy's like, hey, come buy the car. I'm sorry I don't have the keys. Yeah, someone's painted this car. You can see it. Nice. Come buy the car. I don't have the keys, but I'll get them to you tomorrow. Don't ever buy a vehicle without running it. Because the internet can lie. People can tell you. I've heard things like a Honda Civic had an input shaft bearing noise on the transmission. And if you don't really know how everything works, in a manual transmission, if you put the clutch in and it makes noise, you know it's the input, or you know it's your throw bearing. If your clutch is engaged and it's making noise, you know it's a transmission. And I had a guy tell me, no, the guy that I bought it from told me it's a throw bearing. And I'm like, it's happening while it's sitting here idling. It's not a... Anyways. Another guy, I went to look at a car recently. He bought a Mustang, paid a fair bit of money for it. This guy I really feel bad for. Somehow, the guy had owned it, had made sure that you couldn't hear the knock. He had done some trickery, or maybe the guy just didn't hear it. Either way, the guy didn't hear an engine knock, and he paid way more than he should have. He paid like $5,000 for the Mustang, which is a good deal if you're buying a low kilometer Mustang with no body issues and stuff like that. It's a really good price if it needs a little interior work, which it did. But the guy just simply got taken. And like this one, I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions. The fellow said he never knew the rust holes were there. He was just selling it for a wrecker yard, and I would like to say I believe it, but at the end of the day, when you buy something, make sure you take that extra step. Because you don't know. Like the guy who was selling me the Mustang, he could have lied to me and said, yeah, you know, this thing is in perfect shape, all that stuff. I wouldn't have bought it anyways if it was in good shape. Why would I buy that? It doesn't make videos. And he could have tried to sell it on. I've had people try to do stuff like that. And I'm just like, you have to know what could potentially be wrong with those specific vehicles. Have a friend. Look online. I would always recommend taking it to a shop to have it inspected. If you're spending $1,000 on a car and it's junk, as long as you can make your money back or at least use some of the parts. And that's basically what's going to happen with this one. I cannot sell this car in good faith and put somebody's family in danger. And it's not just the people that buy this, it's other people that would drive it. Like somebody has repainted this whole flipping car. I can see that. It was like, paint's kind of funny, but it was raining. Anyways, so I've got a car that is missing everything here. Basically from here forward, fenders are missing, all that stuff. So we're gonna save this. Yes, I sort of got scammed, but it was my own fault. And it was really $1,000, so I guess that's more of a thumbnail. Sorry. So we're gonna get started on it. All the oils and fluids are drained. Next, we gotta pull everything out, except for the transmission, because that's what the main problem was. So we're going to pull the engine. We're probably going to leave everything in here. Oh, this I forgot to mention. This is the other nice one. The ball joints are just cooked. And you can see the inside of the tire. Like that's right on the wear. Those are junk. Those are drift spares. No, that's not even a drift spare. Well, I guess you could. You just have to mount these. Yeah, you could. A couple of runs. Anyways, so we'll get to work. We're going to do as much as we can. I got to start with everything under here. Take all the exhaust out. Take the diff out because spare diffs are good. Somebody can buy this, and if they want it welded, I can weld it for them. If they don't want it welded, whatever. All right, let's get to it. Enough whining. We're going to make this car great again. thanks for watching this episode of South Down Garage. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and feel free to leave us a comment and let us know how we did. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It'll probably end up right in my face here. Thank you guys for coming along in our videos. I apologize for not getting a video out on Friday. There's been a lot going on. Just bear with us. This series will probably end up going to Fridays, and we will have the Dodge going back to Sundays. But anyways, thank you again. We'll hope to see you next time, hopefully on Friday, if we can get my stuff together. And then again, Sunday we'll have the Dodge video. Take care and have a wonderful day.